roll your persuasion.
Yep.
Or performance, whichever you believe it's. I think it's this time will be performance. You're not persuading you're making a grand show of it. So performance.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Sure. We'll roll the super good stat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus 10.
One of them on this tower taps apparently someone. It's someone in the end. You see because the tower. You can see that there's stairs. You kind of see in the shadows between the boards someone running.
Mm-hmm.
Takes about 10-15 minutes when they come back. Someone comes out again, says something. Right. The invitation was according to Baron Kicks and a small retinue. Emphasis on small.
Well understood. But me and a handful of my companions then shall enter, if that is fine with you.
Leave your troops outside, please.
And I'll turn to Gar and go, I think you know what to do.
The troops will remain outside.
Very well. Remind yourself to behave inside the walls of Pasquarel. No trespassing, thievery, or insults will be pardoned within these walls. You are a guest of the Griffin of the riders. Nothing more.
As that is said, Hugh will walk up with his hand up, be like, "Hi."
You can hear
What's an insult? I just want to make sure I don't bother anybody more than I naturally do.
You, the Baron, keep your pet on a leash, and there will be no problems.
Understood. I take responsibility for all within my company.
Very well. And they open an inner door. They don't open the big doors. It has two doors and it has a smaller door. And they open that, and there's a guard there. There's a couple of guards, and they let you in.
Okay, in we go. Whoop.
So you come in. The place is very lively. For a relatively small town, it's very lively. And you find that actually, let's put everybody.
I am also not riding a panther. I have a cat with me.
Okay, perfectly
That's probably a good idea.
Let's put everybody on the map, shall we?
Yeah, I just dragged myself out for organizational purposes.
It won't be too big. Oh, yes, it's too big.
Hugh is grown to be monstrous.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I don't always comes out that size too small.
My gosh, this building, it's about 15 feet across.
And so you're there. And one of the things that you notice, it doesn't take much, is that everybody, regardless of whether they're armed or not, all of them have, at least all the adults, seem to have a knife in their belt. Barakat, you've seen this kind of behavior before. You don't see it here out in the east. But where you come from, many males carry ceremonial daggers. But most of them are jeweled. I mean, they're functional, but they're jeweled, etc. Most of the signs of status. Here, these knives apparently are very much functional.
All right.
Hugh is going to be moving wherever Kix goes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not even going to touch my token much until it's needed.
Yeah.
I mean, we're probably mostly traveling as a group, anyways.
Yeah. So by the way, I should. Let me see. Do I have? I should have it.
Are these hexes to scale, or is it larger?
It's probably larger.
Yeah, I don't think it's to scale.
No,
but it's fine.
Let me. I didn't want to make them too small because then it can make them even
resolution
small.
And stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I can make them even.
Yes, you are 10 feet across. You went the opposite direction. It's 0.3 feet per square now. Oh gosh.
Well, that shouldn't be.
The gate is only half a foot wide. You have to turn sideways to fit through.
That shouldn't be the way it goes. No.
Everyone just has to constantly duck their heads. It's like, yeah, it turns out we got halfling contractors for the town, and well, I think that just speaks for itself now. We feel foolish in retrospect, but damn if we're gonna correct it.
Okay, I put it in the wrong place. I pressed the wrong button.
Mm-hmm.
All good.
So let's go back to that.
Either way, yeah, it's back to it's back to regular.
Oh gosh, make us even tinier.
Very
I
small.
mean,
Hell yeah.
I'm just gonna say like increase the scale to 10, but
oh, I mean, I could do that as well.
so tiny.
Again,
The
we gotta
health bars are too small.
Wow, yeah.
They're too big.
Okay, let's increase the distance then. Why do I do that?
Yeah, the same one you were messing at before then, but you just want to do the opposite direction numerically.
Yeah.
And let's put you back in 0.5 as opposed to 0.25. There we go.
Oh, cool. There we go. Yeah, so 10 foot per. So everyone except the kobold is riding in on something.
Yeah.
I think if we're riding in, I'd probably be on the back of a horse.
Okay, so I guess you're just riding with Braith, really, then.
Yes.
And as you can see, there's the outer defenses are wooden, but the inner defenses are stone. So yeah, they have layered defenses. And people, they look at you, they're not necessarily friendly. They're more curious than anything else.
Mhm.
And you hear a commotion somewhere around here. And in fact, a pair of guards says, yes, the Hope Knife celebration ceremony is ongoing. If you will follow us,
Ooh,
they
that
take
sounds
you.
exciting.
They take you all the way. Yeah. Yeah, margin.
All the way down there. Oh, you copy pasted us down.
No.
All right, so yeah, but we're at the fortress then.
Yeah. Again, there are guards here as well. This place is well guarded.
Actually, is this a fortress? We got this here, which I guess this is a manor back here. Or
Sort
maybe
of.
some other important building.
Yeah. Now, let me give you. There's a key for that. So, they explain some of the buildings and their importance. They tell you that particular building is the longhouse, which is where the leadership of the town resides mostly. Where you're going is called the Commons, which seems to be like a sports arena slash gathering area, maybe like a marketplace, etc., etc. Most of the buildings are relatively wooden. And so this is the Commons. And you can see a group of children being addressed by a series of adults. And among them, let's start putting out the characters. Let's see. You see this individual. And she's addressing them and addressing a couple of people. Like, today, you have reached beyond childhood and are ready to join our community as adults. Today, you take on your hope knife. Always keep it sharp. Remember, it is a symbol of your life and your freedom. And they get handed over simple but well-crafted knives. They don't, I mean, they're weapons, right? But it would not necessarily be a kind of weapon that you would use as, shall we say, your first go, right? It's, you would say a sword, an axe, a spear, but not necessarily a knife. And they seem to be, again, everybody gets who is about, in their teens and later, everybody has at least one of these. what do you do? Do you wait for the ceremony to there? And among their number, you see that in these somewhere over here, near the shade, you also recognize someone else. Two someone else's actually.
Let's see who we have.
Lord Mastron and his bodyguards. He has about 5 guards plus the man already or introduced himself, Sesk.
And he's just sort of hanging around politely watching, right?
Yes. Although when he Sesk recognizes you when you come in, I mean you stand out for various reasons. And he points to his lord, and he sort of looks and frowns, but they exchange a few words, but at this distance you have no idea what they're talking about. So
I would have done
I'll
the
politely
same
wave
as
to him
Prince,
from a distance, and that's it.
I would wave at them as well.
They ignore you. And
But I will hold and watch the ceremony. I am polite and not going to interrupt them.
the ceremony ends, and they start a series of games like pull rope and stuff like that. You're invited to join. Essentially, they're teenagers. They're about there are about 4 or 5 of them between the ages of 12 and 15 on one side, and then basically some adults. And someone calls like, who wants to join Ruby and her gang to show their strength?
What's the game?
It's pull rope.
Yep.
You know,
Tug of war.
tug of war. Yeah.
I have a technical question.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to stay looking like what I look like?
Who are you
am-
directing that question to?
Literally the person who is inviting people.
Yeah, you're looking at
like-
like Haugra then and asking her
So,
like
yeah.
particulars.
Like I'll go up and I'll be like, so I'm interested, but the problem
As you're moving
is,
forward, so you see a spear gonna come like across your face, like, and they look at kids and say, "I believe they warn you about your pet here."
yeah, I'm simply asking a clarification question so I don't insult people.
He's simply curious and he wants to play fair.
What if I can turn into a horse?
He looks at you like, even talking to Hugh is like, ugh, you know, it's like,
Yep, fully expected.
I don't know which nonsense this creature is talking about, but if you don't wish to participate, that it's perfectly fine. It was just a friendly invitation.
Oh no, I would like to participate, but I've been blessed in a druidic nature, and I want to check if that's against the rules.
Literally, he's ignoring you and preventing you to move. Hugh, he's talking directly to Kix.
100%.
Like, you know, like a kid is going, and the adults are talking, right? That's the vibe you're getting at.
Would it be unsporting if he were to use a magical ability?
It would be unsporting to allow it to do anything, sir.
I understand, and I'll go ahead and I'll look to you and go, well, you heard
On the
them.
horse. That's fine.
Test our muscle today.
100%. I'll get back on the horse.
And you said that there was a young one called Ruby. Who is this one?
Oh, she's the I'll tell you who Ruby is.
Yeah, she's one of the team captains.
Yes. She's one of the ones on the younger one. Oh, that's the youngest of the Graths. So.
I see. So I'll go ahead and approach Ruby, and I'll like take a knee in front of her and go, I'd be honored if I could be on your team for today.
And she's taken aback because she's never seen a Dragon Ball. And all the others like, and you see how the lady that was doing the service like, it's fine. It's fine. It's like, yes, of course. Go ahead.
Thank you, my lady.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna do a comparison roll. You get what's your strength? Get a +2 to your strength, basically. And they're gonna roll 1d20 + 5 versus you.
All right.
So it's gonna be a strength. It's not be athletic. It's gonna be straight up roll.
All right. Yeah, strength and then an additional +2. You say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the kid you're helping. You basically you're the one doing. pulling because you're the biggest.
I'm just like, I should probably just be the anchor and give them a chance to show off a little bit.
Yeah.
Gygax is here for the fun of it. Not to destroy some kids, but yet he does. Oh, they all... Oh,
Yeah,
God,
no,
for a second.
you're pulling on the side of the kid, and the other side there are adults, like 5 or 6 of them, right? That's why they get a +6 together, right? But yeah, you make a good of it. It's like, and you see the little banner go back and forth, and finally, and you pull back, and maybe somebody trips, and it's all good fun. And they get up and they pat the kids and pat you in the back and stuff like that. It's like, right. And people start talking. It's like, forgive me.
Congratulations, Ruby.
Yeah, mostly
great.
And mostly they are congratulating them, the kids, but they pat you in the back as well. And people were weary of you, being that you are basically for them a giant lizard man who just walking around their village. But since you participated in this, and the lady that was there before, she she gave permission, they seem to have warmed up to you a little bit. And she steps forward. Actually, it's like, and she kind of claps Ruby on the shoulders, and she does the thing with teenagers of like, I don't want to touch me.
Relations. I don't want to be related to you.
Yeah, but she holds firm. Eventually, she settles down. It's like, I take it you are Baron Kix. You're
That would be so. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Graf, Halgra Graf. I am leader of the riders and of this village. Welcome to Pasco.
Thank you, my lady. It's a very interesting town you have here.
It's we live here, and what she says is like, of course you do, but there's a tone of finality to it, right? My grandfather founded this town back before the Orcish hordes that's moved north. While others were consumed by the flames of war, we have managed to survive. What you've seen right today, it's the Hope Knife ceremony. We understand what happened when the Orc hordes get hold of humans and others. We prefer to take our own lives before we fall to the hordes. So each one of us carries a knife. The hope that if we are not free in life, we'll be free in the afterlife.
Some very grave symbolism there.
But
you've survived long, and I suppose it is necessary.
Watching this discussion, can I make an insight check on her?
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I'm specifically looking into this more her general morale.
Okay.
Because that's some heavy-ish.
I'll assist you because I'm curious as well, and I'm like leading the talking. So take the 21.
Okay. Yeah. First of all, you notice that she's younger than she could be for a leader of that, especially a leader of such a large community. Second, there's a certain air of fatalism, certainly. Like, it's just a matter of time before, they're all going to meet his end. So, like, she's resigned to it.
Okay. Okay. I'll hold on that until I can find a way to garner a little more favor until I ask a question.
So as you are talking, somebody comes running, and goes and to talk to Helga and just whisper something in her ear. Yeah, sure? Are you absolutely sure? Yes, my lady. We found him in his rooms at the Ramble House. She kind of closes her eyes and was like, if you excuse me, my lord, I have a business to attend to.
Of course, my lady.
And you see Ruby.
Accommodations for now.
You see Ruby. Your accommodations may have to wait. And you see Ruby sort of kind of squirms like, what's going on? What's going on? And she starts, Helga starts moving away. And Ruby kind of like, excuse me, you can't just walk away. Don't walk away from me. And you see that Mastrin waits a little bit and signals to his other bodyguards to stay here in the corner, and he goes with Cess and follows. What are you gonna do?
He was gonna slowly put his hand up.
Yes, you?
If they need assistance with something, I will more than gladly help.
I don't think they want our assistance right now.
I realize that's why I said need.
I would like an eye on them, but I'm afraid of what they might do to you if they see you running around on your own.
Oh no, we
Wow.
can't act out of line based off also the fact that we're not humans mostly. So
They're
Yes,
moving in this
mostly.
direction. They're mostly in this direction.
To the north.
I'm guessing that they
Yeah.
left guards or other individuals with us, correct?
There's guards around, but you don't. I mean, you have an escort basically, which is kind of like a
Perfect.
town guy.
That's fine.
But that's about it, right?
So I'll just look over to the escort, and I understand my position, but if you guys need any help with anything, we're more than welcome to assist. And I'm sure that I can openly speak for the Baron when I say that.
If we need your assistance, we'll ask for it. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And full on polite. Just leave it there.
So they go this. They have to go the long way because this is where the guy house is. So they did. This is a kind of a ravine thing. So
Right. Right now, they're walking to the front, and unless anyone really wanted to push that, Kix probably isn't going to right now. But I'm going to assume Ruby has been completely brushed off and sent away.
no, I mean, there seems to be some kind of relationship, right? They mentioned that they'll have the last name, and Helga just keeps on, and Ruby just keeps, and well, you can't see it from here, but she seems to be following. Let me see, how far is this? Yeah, you wouldn't. Yeah, you don't get to hear or see anything that's going. But eventually, word gets around. People get very disturbed. Like, they found him in the Ramble House, dead. You start hearing rumors and people talking, and people are very excited about it. But they don't tell you who it is. They don't mention a name. But they found this someone had died in the house. And the guard goes and closes his eyes, like, but says nothing.
Wow.
Terrible news, I take it.
I'll whisper to Kix.
Okay.
Was there any pets or animals in the Ramble House?
I'm not really sure what a ramble house is.
I'll listen to you better than me because, Baron.
Right. So I'll go ahead and try opening up talk with the guard and see if that'll work and go, terrible news, I take it?
Yes, they found a body in the end. That's what the Ramble House is. It's the town inn.
Oh, just the local inn. I understand.
Yes. Run by
Someone
Captain.
well loved.
Okay, let's see if he actually is willing to share that information. It's one of the Greths.
This is perhaps
probably
the worst timing.
Probably one of the twins.
That might
It's more than one.
Yes, you met the eldest and the youngest. Hagra is the eldest, and Ruby is the youngest. There are 4 in total. Now they're, well, 3.
I see. I suppose I haven't really had the chance to discuss with anyone yet, but am I to understand Haugra is the one in charge?
After her father died last winter, she's taken over. She's done well by us. He was a good leader on the field, on the riders, has experience. They're all siblings, but there's only 2 twins.
She definitely seems to take it with seriousness. I can see it definitely weighs on her a little bit.
It does. We do our best to help her, but the ways of command are lonely. Also,
Indeed. I suppose speaking of command, I can't help but notice Lord Maestrin is here. I've met him before. I didn't know he lived out in this direction.
That young man, he is
Hmm.
known to us. His father and our former leader were acquainted.
Kix will kind of like stay very silent on that one.
As you're silent, Hugh will actually speak up. Respectfully, because this is a matter to do with such an important family. Were there any animals inside the rabble house? Any cats, any dogs, any sort of anything that kind of lived inside? Even pests or vermin.
The place is generally clean. If there's any cats, it would be cats who are around. I don't think they keep any pets.
This may be an odd request. If there is, I might be able to get details on what happened. I can speak with animals.
Yes. As a friend and a neighbor, if there is any need for an assistance on this investigation, my friend is willing to lend his resources.
I'm not trying to be out of line. I just don't like seeing people dying and it not being handled so the problem doesn't spread.
I'll see what I can do. And he calls another guard, and they go in. And eventually, they approach. And as you're approaching in this area, there's guards around the Rumble House, and there is basically a fight between missing somebody. Did I leave somebody behind? No, okay.
Nope.
Between Helga and Master. And it says, and Helga's saying, "You will not touch him." And she says, "But my lady, don't my lady me. I'm just trying to help." And he's, unlike any times you see that he's being, well, I guess you got to do an insight before you realize what his attitude is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Give mine a roll. All right, 21.
Yeah, at first you get a sense that he's trying to be, but there's a slimy edge to it. Like he's being condescending, right?
He's using it to give himself an upper hand elsewhere, I believe.
Yeah,
Most
and you can see
likely.
that, and you can see that she's not having any of it. She's livid this moment with him, and you see the guard to sort of, at any moment, things could get really violent. You see that Seth sort of puts his hand, not a hand, but sort of, he doesn't actually touches his lord, but he says something in his ear, like, "Very well, I apologize if I have offended in any way." See? And every time he says "my lady," you can see her eyes sort of roll, like, like she doesn't want him here for some reason. And it's like, "I would then retire, but my services and the services of my men are, well, at your service, my lady." And he smiles, again, a very oily smile. And he retires in this direction.
Hicks.
From the
And on his
fifth
way out,
height.
I'm just like, Maestrin, pleasure as always.
He nods and walks by.
Yep.
And he talks to somebody, and that somebody runs in this direction primarily to fetch his other guards.
Yep.
It
All right, so
might
he's out of here.
be pertinent for us to monitor what he does here, and also talk to Halgra about him, because she clearly doesn't like him, and we don't like him.
Right.
I recommend checking with Halgra if she would like him to be monitored.
Right. Well,
That's
let's
also
speak with her
probably the
first, I think, then.
Yeah.
So with him gone, I will approach, I'll approach Halgra and go, my lady, is everything all right?
She goes to the eyes, and you can see they're tearing up a little bit. She sort of brushes the tears away. "No, I'm afraid you have come in a very, very bad time." We found they found my brother's body in his room. He apparently committed suicide.
I'm sorry to hear that, ma'am.
I'm just gonna look at the individual who I gave the request, who I mentioned about animals, but not say anything.
He's standing there. He hasn't
Yep.
said
Yep.
anything. You know.
Yep, that's fine. I'm just gonna give him that look of like, okay.
Yeah, you know,
You'll call on me if needed.
So as soon as they clean up his room, etc., I'm sure that the lady of the house will allow you to stay. Oh, don't worry about cost or anything. You are my guest, and make sure that you are well served.
I'll tap on the side of Kix, and at a more appropriate time, the animal thing may help out because it's weird that Maestrin's here and this happened when we just showed up.
Oh, I agree. But I'll try to like turn to Grath and sort of ask politely. I don't suppose Lord Maestrin was giving you much trouble over this, was he?
That imbecile, I should say, the Lord Maestrin, said he could use his divine abilities to investigate. But I know the banner he serves under. I will not allow it. He's only here because of his father's relationship to my father. In their name, I accept his visitation. Only that.
I see. I've come to understand that such things are possible, but I would not trust his word on it either. I don't have many magical powers myself, I'm afraid, but if you suspect that it is not so, that something else may be afoot, I would offer my assistance and my companions. They have other things and would not necessarily need to disturb the body, if so. If that is your wish.
I guess another pair of eyes. 4, but not hurts. And whatever you can do would be welcome. And you see one of the guards. Now you see that Ruby is there, and she's choking back the tears, like, but she's trying to be brave, like, but she lip there.
Mhm.
Now, if you excuse me, I'll leave it to my other brother, Rudrell. He actually no, that's the wrong brother. Let me see which brother was the one that got off effed.
They're twins. Oh no.
They're fraternal twins. So,
what's the number 1 or the number 2? We don't know anymore.
Kursk is taking care of the investigation, such as it is.
All right.
I will tend to my sister. And this time around, when she puts her hand on her shoulders, Ruby doesn't resist. She takes it away. And inside, you see most of the people, they're humans. They're somehow. One of the things that you coming back, you realize that there's this in this town. But they're humans, half orcs. In this particular inn, there are a lot of halflings. So it's full of halflings, and
for it to do it.
So as you come in, you see
coincidence. I think not.
Yeah. Okay. You see the lady of the house. Of the inn, and she's sort of fretting behind the counter. I did not, and she's talking to Kursk, is like, I did not see anything. I swear to you, I would have called the guard immediately. When I went to serve him his breakfast, he didn't answer the door. I used my key, and I found him there, covered in his own blood in the bed. And you see, Chris was like, "Thank you, milady. Mrs. Fast. I just have to ask." Oh, yeah, of course, of course. Mhm. And you're coming in. So Curse is there. This is two floors. So they're in the main floor and the first floor. And the guard that's with you whispers something, and Kursk is like, "Oh, I see. So you are the Baron who's visiting us. Well, one of two, I suppose."
That's right. Kix, it's a pleasure to meet you. I just wish it was under better circumstances.
Yes. If you don't mind, some of my men will be with you as you examine the scene. Please do not touch anything, at least not the body. We moved the body away from the bed, so please, until we prepare for burial.
I understand.
It is still there, so I'll ask you not to touch this.
Would it be alright if my friend here were to go ahead and look around the place on his own for a bit? One of the guards can accompany him, but he has a special bit of magic he wants to prepare.
You're
It's
pointing at you.
actually-
Yeah, I'm pointing at you.
Mhm.
I can
Anyway.
fully explain what it is I'll be doing if it helps.
Fine.
Um,
What is it?
I have the ability to speak with animals if I use magic on myself. And if there is any cats or dogs or critters that have been inside or seen what happened because they are inside, I may be able to get more information.
You see, Lady Ironfast, she's like, because you see hearing all this, is like,
Yep.
Cats. You need a cat.
A cat
Fine.
works. A cat works.
And she goes into the back and she grabs a very large cat. I mean,
Oh,
we're
God.
talking about a cat. It makes your cat. His cat is normal size.
Yeah.
This is like
Three
like
cats combined together.
this is like a Norwegian forest cat on steroids.
The Omega chunk.
Yeah,
Large.
Dog
He's
moved under
large.
its own mobility in 3 years.
and she grabs it. The thing about the like the guy's like, it's like, well, here's our mouser, and she plops him into the counter, and the cat sort of lopes there, like doesn't even hiss. He's just like,
That's actually perfect. I will cast the spell via ritual and walk up and start meowing at the cat.
Yeah, that's gonna take like 10
Uh,
minute just to perform it, right?
Yep.
she's
and it's
standing there like,
So I'm probably heading upstairs while you're doing that.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, what's your name?
Mr. The humans call me Mr. Whiskers.
Okay. What do you Mr. Whiskers, or do you have a preferred name?
I am, and he sort of presses his claws as I am Dawn Claw.
Don Claw. I like it.
Yes,
Okay.
but don't tell him that, they'll never believe it.
Of
And he
course.
seems actually smarter than your average cat. Not, you're having a conversation with the cat.
Yeah.
Not just like when you mostly talk with animals, they're like, very halting. This cat is a little smarter than most.
Okay. Don Claw. I'm looking into who killed the guy. Now, did you see anything, or can you lead me to the mice who might be able to tell me something?
I don't know mice here. I always killed them. My
Is
job.
there anything else?
Well, he smelled the perfume
Oh,
and something else, something like burnt.
perfume and burnt.
Yeah. And I kind of heard something that happened in the room. Like he went in. I wasn't there. I wasn't inside the room because
Yeah,
they don't let me. They don't let me inside the rooms.
Okay,
Stupid idiots.
I
They
agree.
don't want me in their beds. They're
Why
so
not?
cozy. Yeah, I know. Beds are so cozy. I keep them warm from the ingrates. But now they you can't be in the cat. You're gonna break the bed. Then it's like
I'll-
post.
I'll-
Idiots.
I'll mention it that better bed would be good once this is done. So,
Cat's having a stroke.
perfume, burnt.
Yeah.
What do you think you heard?
Like somebody falling.
And falling. Okay.
It's weird. I swear there was. Nah, no. I heard only somebody falling. Yeah.
Hold on.
What?
If I'm gonna help you out with this bed thing, I need to know all the info.
I just heard somebody who fell. I'm sure I didn't hear anything else. Kind of felt funny.
Felt
It wasn't
funny.
like it wasn't like ka-chunk. It was like more like a rustle, like instead of
Oh.
ka-chunk. Because I see these humans like to get drunk, and especially the little ones, the little humans, like the lady, and she kind of points with his tail at Larenfest, which just tended that you're meowing, so they're like you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
They like to get drunk. She likes what she call it, the cherry. Oh, she likes the cherry. She likes the cherry a lot. Oh boy, And then when she gets cherry, she gets
Acts funny.
Somebody wants to scratch a kitty. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
snap.
yeah. But don't tell her that. Tell her because she's gonna kick me.
No, I won't.
She can be mean when she gets angry.
Well, yeah. That's a person thing. They treat me the same, kinda.
Huh.
And
You're the first person I
apparently-
met you're the first person I met that's decent around here. Actually can speak a language.
I appreciate it. Everything else is just gibberish.
Yeah, it's like now I have no idea what they're talking about. They think that I understand them, but how can I don't understand stupid.
So, this perfume. Did he normally wear perfume?
I don't know. I mean,
All right.
some of the ladies. I know. Let me see if he actually remembers.
Hell yeah. Come on, baby.
No, I smelled it around. I think I smelled it around, but I can't really say where.
Okay.
It's kind of familiar, but these people smell wrong. They're humans. Humans, when they actually bathe, that's what they call it. They take a bath and then they smell all wrong. It's like you get used to the smell, and then they go take a bath, a dunk in the water. It's like, why are you in the water? You're gonna drown.
I only do that when I have to deal with humans. I agree.
Yeah. Then they don't smell anymore. It's like, I know you, but I don't know you anymore. And they're like, oh, it's me. It's like, fuck you, it's you. I don't smell you right.
Yeah. No, I get it. All right. Is there anybody else you think who would enjoy a conversation? Other than the humans, of course.
Nobody's as smart as me here, so
Okay.
we're wasting your time.
I'm gonna go take a look upstairs, but I'll take note of everything you said.
Yeah. If you want good rats, like big fat rats, hit me up. I know where to find them.
Oh, I do. Where are they?
I'll find that. He can't do it because he basically he hisses, but he hisses in a like not like an aggressive way, like tell anybody.
Hold
and
on,
when he hisses, Lionfest is like, hey, naughty cat, don't hiss at him.
It's all good. It's all good. I got this. Hold on.
Sure?
Yeah, positive. So, I like to play with my food before I eat it. Could you get me one alive?
Sure.
Okay.
It took me a while. I'm so good. They run. I gotta be really sneaky to get them. Really sneaky.
I'm gonna look upstairs, but I will. I'm looking forward to that.
Okay.
Cool if I pet you.
And he gives you like the ear, like scratching behind the ears.
Oh hell yeah! I go behind the ear.
And you hear like her back feet are going like, and she's going like,
okay.
And Larry Fast is going like, oh, okay, sure.
I will leave the conversation. Switch back to common. All right, so I've learned some information.
You have, and you see both Kursk and Larry Fast look at you like, you have
100%. So
right,
the
and
cat
and she's a halfling, so this cat is almost as long and she said it wraps her around her, and you see the cat is purring for all the process.
Yeah,
human being stupid. The moment he gets picked up, he's happy as a clam, right?
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, so the cat smelt a combination of perfume and burnt. And then the falling sound wasn't like regular falling. It was more like wrestling around falling.
Perfume. And Manifest is like, she's clueless, but you see Kursk is, when you say perfume, he's like, interesting.
Now, I was gonna go check the room and just see if I find anything else, but yeah, I'm just gonna go do that now.
Yes.
If that's okay. And I'll go up to the room.
Yeah, everyone else is in the room. So let's check the part where it says the room. Let's go to the room. What can you find in the room?
Yep, Jinx is going up, and I assume Bearcat, you didn't stick around for the cat, did you?
No,
Because
not
it's
at
gonna be
all.
a 10-minute warm-up, too, so... Yeah, while he's still downstairs, like, just waving his hands, waiting to get it going, we're up here, and we're gonna take a look around and see what does the scene look like.
It says the sparse room contains only a single cot and a writing. The cot, not the cat. The cat is downstairs. The cot is a cheap affair with a straw stuffed mattress, now stained red with blood and strip of all his linens. While the desk is a slightly nicer piece of furniture that has nonetheless been chipped and worn by time. A cracked window in the southern walls, the exit other than the room's door. The body is on the side and covered with, and there's members of the militia here. So, and they basically tell you as you come in, my lord, we searched the whole place, but if you wish to, you can do it yourself, sir.
Well, thank you. All right, Bearcat, let's put our heads together. So I'm going to investigate the room and try to piece together precisely what I think happened.
Okay, let's see what your investigation rolls.
With a 16 on my part if I'm being assisted, or if Bearcat is going to roll by himself, I get 11. I don't know if you actually have that skill or not.
Investigation?
Yes.
I do not have it trained.
All right, so you're just assisting me, and that
Yeah.
gets a 16.
There is a window.
There's a window.
Mm-hmm.
There's indeed a window.
And the window's open, I assume.
Yes, but it's open. You know, it's one of those things that has a little stick, right? So it's not open all the way up. It's more to let air come in.
And it was cracked?
Yeah.
Is it like the glass is cracked, or is it like cracked open?
It's probably
No.
shutter.
Lifted a little.
It's a shutter. It's a shutter.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Taking bets on the butler did.
The butler could have done it. We don't know.
Right, are you going? You heading to what's it? Oh, Jesus, wait. Barricade going for the window.
Yeah.
Do a perception check for me.
Perception
Mhm.
button.
Yeah. Okay.
16.
You hear from above you somebody banging, not too hard, but kind of seems to be working on this above you, probably working on the ceiling, doing kind of repair work, but it's not very loud. So probably somebody's just sort of, getting some final adjustments, getting the hay in the right position, etc. Somebody's being basically somebody's thatching the roof or repairing the thatch in the roof above you. But the beams here are thick enough that you hear very well. But the moment you head to the window, you can hear it through the side.
Okay. Very interesting.
So there's someone working on the roof.
I wonder if he may have seen something, or heard something even. First of all, though, so the room itself, as I kind of searched it out and tried to figure out what happened, does it look like anyone broke in? Does it look like there was a scuffle? Does it look like
not with the roll that you make?
Here?
No, doesn't seem to be any signs of violence other than the blood. In fact, when you go to the sheets, you see the sheets where the hands should be. The hand that's still stained with blood. So instead of being like the chest or the head, we have only the extremes of the hand seem to have been stained with blood.
Okay. That's kind of interesting. And did we see the body at all?
Yeah, the body's there on the
It just
chart.
kind of moved a little to the
Yeah,
side, yeah.
yeah. Haven't.
What does that look like?
Again, you see that it's a human. You can see the living face of the former person, and he's Rodrill. This is his face when he was alive. Similar to his brother, but they're called twins, so probably they're fraternal twins. Either that or Curse looks very faded enough that they don't look they don't look the same. That his wrist had been cut.
Okay.
Question. Is it cut across or down?
Across. Like somebody had, like if you were to cut your wrist, you wouldn't go like this, you would go like this.
Interesting.
And definitely there's a bloody knife there too, I assume.
Yes. And you realize that with the roll that you made, knife is a hole.
Okay. Then someone definitely confirms, like, oh yes, that was definitely his knife, and yeah, in his hand when we found him, right?
Yes.
Okay. So other interesting things. How long does it seem like this happened ago? Like the blood that's in the sheets, like how dry is it? How is this like a matter of like minutes, hours?
Hours. I mean, you're in the morning, so it probably happened early morning hours.
Okay. So just before we even got here, then probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
But now the blood is not red; it's now black. So it's blackened as it sort of congeals.
But so what do you think, Bearcat? Right now, I'm inclined to agree with what everyone's saying.
We don't have the information from Huo, right? Not yet, because we
No,
want
not just
no,
yet.
Yeah. Well,
Once I enter
currently
the
there
scene,
doesn't seem to be
you'll
any
be getting the
evidence of foul
information.
play.
Okay. So we could say that maybe that
so-
took like 10 minutes, and then you like come up afterwards if you want. We've just been hounding around for a little bit, and we'll hear what you have to
There's
say.
something happening on either the roof or in whatever attic space they have,
I can hop up there, I think.
which might have something.
Kix will go ahead, go to the window, and climb up onto the roof where he's all hammering.
There's a halfling there. Show you who the halfling is.
Yep. Kix will like clamber on, just suddenly a dragon appearing over the top as this guy sees him. Falls off the roof, he dies.
No, I mean he's like, oh, so you're the lizard guy who came in, right? Or
Yep, that's
what can I do for you, what can I do for you?
The name is Kix. It's a pleasure to meet you. I couldn't help but hear you over my head just a moment ago.
Right, I'm thatching the roof, sir. It's what I do.
Would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
Well, sure, I guess. Go ahead.
How long have you been working today?
Oh, since the dawn broke, sir. I
Since
have
dawn
to get
broke.
you have to get very early to do all the thatching. And you
Right.
realize that most of the roofs here are wooden, have thatch or shingles. So yeah, this would be the kind of thing that he would work with. Right.
Right. So he's been at this for a while, and I'll go, all right. So since you've been here all day, have you noticed anything happening down below?
Well, the guards are coming in. I heard some rumors of people shouting and screaming and wailing and gnashing of teeth. I suppose something nasty happened. Nobody's talked to me.
There's been quite a lot of nasty things. There's a
Right.
dead body in the room underneath you, exactly here.
Ugh, that's unfortunate.
I don't suppose you heard anything while you've been up here.
Not really.
And I don't suppose you've seen any sort of strange characters entering into the building while you've been up here. You have an advantageous view, after all.
Nope.
No. I'm going to see if I could like press him a little bit more to share because he seems tight-lipped more than just hurt, I suppose.
He shrugs.
Yeah, I know. Could I make like that a roll of some kind?
Persuasion, maybe?
Sure. Let's do persuasion. Go. I'm merely trying to help out the local lords here.
I wish I said seen something, but I just fat groups. That's what I do. So
I see. What else can I ask this guy while I'm here, while this is kind of not working out great? How did you get up onto the roof?
the same way you got the ladder besides.
And I'll just like look over to the sides, like, oh, there's a ladder. Huh.
See, one way I can get up. I'm pretty good at ladders, sir. I'm pretty swift. That's what we're. That's what they call me, Talus Swiftfoot. So, but aside that,
Swift on the ladder. Family tradition. So let's see. So he hasn't seen anything. He hasn't heard anything. Well, that doesn't help. Could you tell me maybe more about this morning when you came to begin the thatching? You did go downstairs and address the lady of the house, didn't you?
oh, that's she sent me upstairs. That's I was scheduled to do the raid this year. She said that there was some rain coming in from last week, getting his rooms. Her rooms were getting messed. So I fixed it. She owes me some silver for that.
I
That's
see.
for sure.
While you were down there, do you remember who you saw?
Well, so
Should
you
have
come
been
in.
breakfast.
So you come in, and saw that lord or whatever in the black armor thingy. Yeah.
Was he here at the inn before us earlier this morning?
No. He points over to the west. It's like he was given a house to
Mhm.
live in to stay with his men. I don't think
I
it's
see.
more like a jail cell, if you know what I mean. And the Lady Graff doesn't like him
All right.
at all.
So he wasn't there at the time. That's fine. But there was no one else downstairs when you went to go and talk with the lady. Is that correct?
Nobody that was awake, sir.
Let's see. Nobody early in the morning. I understand. Tell me about these holes in the roof then. Was over in this section, I think this is directly over the room. Have you repaired any of the ones over here? Was that where one of the complaints was from the lady?
Mostly on the edges, sir. But once you start repairing one, you have to make sure they fit all the others. So that's I just have to do a general thing. I have to check all of them.
I see. So you've been looking over the edges mostly then. Is that right?
Yep.
Over on this side. Tell me, you see this window down here, right?
And he moves very as he sees he's pretty agile. He sort of looks right. I see it.
Were you aware what position this window was earlier in the day? It was open or shut?
I don't do windows, sir.
Oh well, but you must have seen it. You've been looking over the edges all day.
Oh yeah, it's a window. Most
But
of
you
them.
can't say if it was open or closed at the time.
Well, I guess it might have been open. I'm not sure.
All right then. Well, still, one way or another, I want to thank you for answering my questions for the day.
Right, sir.
And Kix will not take the ladder. He'll just literally hang off the lip of the building, roll himself back through the window like he came out of.
God.
Because he doesn't do ladders. And I'll pop back in and I'll give a little bit of a shrug. I'm afraid our friend upstairs doesn't really know too much. Didn't say he saw or heard anything.